Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the What's on Joe Mind YouTube channel. It's been a little bit since you've heard from us, but been a little bit since we had stuff with pictures to show you. In this case, we are helping shed a little light on the release of COBRA Commander images on IGN.com. I wish Hasbro had a site of its own that they could release new product images on. I wonder what that would be like. Anyways, with me this evening, the hostess with the mostest, Joe Colton.
Hello, everybody.
And we'll start the show off right with our other co-host, Mr. Mark Weber, bringing you his critique of COBRA Commander's chest cut. Mark Weber, take it away.
Am I being timed?
You are on the clock.
Speaking as a man who is the pinnacle of high fashion, that's me. When I get dressed up to go out, I always want to make sure whether I want to wear my 2-button or my 3-button coat. But some guys will actually go with the 12-button coat. And if you're down with that, then you're also probably down with the brutal chest cut on this figure. And time.
Okay, all right. That was a lot quicker than I expected. Okay.
I mean, I get in, get out, you know.
Well, so long as we're getting it out of our system early. I don't want to make you contain that. You can't keep that cooped up. You got to be free with your emotions.
I totally expected you to be just going on for a good 5 minutes.
I mean, what more is there to say, right? It fits on certain figures better than others. This one it doesn't fit at all. It's brutal. It ruins the aesthetic of what is otherwise, I think, a pretty good-looking figure. I don't want to say I've run out of steam on figure 6, but either you look at it honestly and go, yeah, that looks like garbage, or you're so in love with the articulation that you have to have on this 6-inch figure that you're willing to accept the worst kind of abdomen cut.
And you see, now you've went and gone over. But
you see, you think that was an accident?
No, not at all.
Crazy like a fox.
But anyways, your critique on this figure will probably take second place, because making waves in cyberspace already with her hot takes on classified COBRA Commander, Joe Colton, surprisingly.
Yes.
So, Joe Colton, now that you're not limited by character spaces, what's up with COBRA Commander?
I had high expectations for this figure, and then it came out, and I saw the pictures, and all I could think of is, why is he carrying a musket? Why does he have an Egyptian Magi sword? What's with the carbon fiber panels on the sides and then down the red stripe on his pants as well? Like, his jacket's too long. It comes up in the middle. There's, like, prominent focus on his crotch, which I don't need. The gauntlets look like they're from, like, you know, an Assassin's Creed game, somebody stated. The helmet looks off. The Cobra sigil is covered up by a strap and a chain. And then there's too many straps. There's straps everywhere. I do like the cape, though.
So you may buy it and take the cape off and make Super Scarlet?
Yes, maybe.
Now the cape...
Oh, and the shoulder. Like, his epaulette pauldron thing is weird. It's like, I don't know. Anyways, yes. I might take off the cape and put it on Scarlet, because that's all she's missing.
Now, the cape does have a Cobra sigil, so it is in fact covering the red Cobra sigil with a gold Cobra sigil.
Cape's black and red, right?
Yeah.
Give it to Destro.
I can do that.
Since he's an agent of Cobra now, apparently.
I never thought it would come a day where I was the good guy in one of these. And make no mistake, I'm not a huge fan of this one. I think there was a lot of thought that went into designing this COBRA Commander figure. And I think
6 people.
Yeah, unfortunately, too many of them got into the final design. The long coat, the cape, the weird sword, the weirder gun. The helmet looks kind of weird, off. I'm using weird a lot, but honestly, I can't think of a better word to apply. The gauntlets, did I mention the jacket? The jacket really throws me. Long in the back and long on the sides and short up front. It's like we're trying for a deliberate Napoleon look. And sure, that works for Cobra Commander a little bit. If you're a fan of the cartoon, absolutely. The smallest, skinniest guy in the entire show is Cobra Commander. So a little bit of a Napoleonic complex is in the popular culture version of the character. But this goes too far. Is this Battle Cobra Commander? Is this Ceremonial Cobra Commander? There's too much going on, and then they still didn't give us the second head with the hood on it. So clearly they're going to bring us another Cobra Commander, at least one more.
He does come with the changeable hands, like the pointed hand and the fist-making hand, so...
The hands are nice. The hands are a nice touch.
Yeah.
I know Hasbro's got a thing about realistic-looking guns, but you missed an opportunity without bringing back the hairdryer gun. That is a miss. I'm not sure what's going on with that thing.
I doubt that sword fits into that sheath.
We'll see. I didn't even get to the sword, because the sword is crazy. I like the handle on the sword. I like the hilt. The Cobra head. That's cool. But it's just too much. It's much too much. If you take any two elements off of this figure, it works better. It's a figure that somehow comes up to be less than the sum of its parts.
I couldn't agree with a point both of you made more. The pistol is a huge miss on a line that has taken some flack for the unrealistic, futuristic guns. This guy had the best futuristic gun they ever gave out. So lean into that. Why wouldn't you lean into that? There's a quote in IGN that says, quote, updated to bring the iconic Cobra leader into the modern era with a flintlock pistol. It runs the counter to the story they've been telling so far. But the big one, and this is what Joe brought it up, the obscured Cobra logo on his chest. I think it's the most valuable part of the franchise, is the Cobra logo. It's timeless, it's iconic, it's cool, foreboding.
You must hide it.
Reversible.
Hide your brand.
And they put two things over it, just in case. It feels to me very much, and this is selfish a little bit, but it feels like there is not a guiding marketing hand who understands the brand anymore. And there used to be two, the guys I know. But stuff like saying he comes with his signature sword. When did he ever have a signature sword?
If you're looking for a signature not gun for Cobra Commander, I would say a big staff with a serpent head at the top would be more what you're going for.
Yeah, his scepter.
I do like that they're giving us two color options. I like the V1Qs, the helmet stripe from the cartoon, and the red leg stripe. Ceremony outfit's great. I love the alternate hands. So again, I don't want to be just Mr. Negative, but yeah, the basic, what you said, Mike, too much, right? It needed better direction on what is the story we're trying to tell, because apparently pirate is part of it.
It's a heck of a bounce back from Destro, who's arguably the best figure we've seen, to Cobra Commander, who I'm not as down on it as Joe Colton is. Joe Colton, I think, hates this figure like some kind of devil spawn. I'm not there. But out of the 7 figures we've seen to this point, 7 and 8 figures that we've seen to this point, these are 7th and 8th. Mm-hmm. Now, I did mention there's an 8th figure. There is a variant to this. The rumors going around are that this 8th figure, the variant figure that's going to be available this week, would have been the San Diego Comic-Con G.I. Joe exclusive. And it is a lighter blue version of Cobra Commander. He's got different color details. He's got different boots, which don't help.
No, same boots. Just
same boots?
Painted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, they look really different because they're painted pretty different.
I've inspected.
Okay, well, I figure if anybody's going to be talking about prominent crotch, I'm going to trust your opinion on the boots. So I think the regular issue one looks better than the exclusive one, if that's the case.
Yeah, I agree with you, and that's kind of what they did with Snake Eyes too, right? Mm-hmm. What side by side, the original, the first one that came out has kind of the funky off-color pants, where the regular one is more the classic jet black. So it feels like they followed that same thing. My completely made-up concept of Snake Eyes with Timber coming out at San Diego it seems like it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, not even on the drawing board.
So if Timber is not coming out, then putting all that wolf iconography in the original Snake Eyes is a huge miss. Why would you play up the wolf aspect of Snake Eyes if you're not going to give the wolf rather quickly? Now, maybe that's tied into the movie line, and we can't fully critique it until like an autopsy at the end of the year, but I really, really thought add a wolf in with a Snake Eyes and boom, you've got your Comic-Con exclusive to help promote the movie that may or may not be coming out.
This is the first figure in Wave 2. Presumably there's a third wave coming after that, from what, again, the scuttlebutt and the rumors are. So you can't write off the wolf just yet, but it seems a little weird to just not go anywhere with all of that iconography, as you said.
But if the wolf is of proportionate size, there's no way it's coming out in a basic retail line. It would have to be at a higher price point, which is why I thought it screamed event exclusive, right?
Maybe he's coming out on his own. Maybe he's a Build-A-Figure.
Buy the wolf?
Timber.
Oh.
Build-A-Wolf?
Build-A-Wolf.
Absolute wild conjecture there, so don't pay any attention to it. If you are interested in the lighter colored Cobra Commander, they are releasing him on the Network app. It's an app you can get on your phone. It is Network spelled NTWRK. So Nancy Tango Whiskey Romeo Kilo. Network with no vowels. And that will be available Thursday, June 18, at 7 p.m. I'm presuming that's Eastern time. $22.99 is the price point. Even on that. So a couple bucks more expensive. I'm assuming that this is going to be pretty limited. Light blue has dark blue trim and lots of gold. Gold gun and gold sword and gold on the gauntlets and gold shoes. I think those are Crocs. And he's an easy pass for me. I'm okay getting the main one because you have to get Cobra Commander. It's a G.I. Joe line. You have to get Cobra Commander. But I can miss the extra one and feel okay about that in the morning.
And Joe had no interest in it until you said whiskey.
Yes.
Right.
And now she's thinking, Canadian whiskey?
Mm-hmm.
Although in Joe's phonetic alphabet, W is definitely for wine.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
So we'll bring this home. And Joe Colton, if you're going to give a letter grade like they give you in school on the regular issue dark blue Cobra Commander, what are you giving it?
Oh, regular. Oof. I would give it an E.
So not quite an F, but also not quite a D. You're giving it the fictional E grade.
Yes. But if there is
Fascinating.
no E, complete F.
Fascinating. And then for light blue?
Oof. I'm going to go with F.
Wow. Joe Colton probably needs to look into some form of therapy to release that anger. The Honcho Mark Webber. If you're giving a letter grade, school style, to dark blue Cobra Commander, what you giving it?
I had a teacher in 5th grade, Arlie Seams, my favorite teacher ever, and if you turned in something late, it was automatically docked 1 grade, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my view on the chest cut. So the best figure they'll ever do will only ever get a B.
Wow.
As long as it's got that brutal chest cut that looks like a thumbprint right in the middle of it. So that's the ceiling here. That being said, I don't hate this figure. I'm disappointed in the pistol. I hate the obscured logo. But this is a C+. It's okay for the dark blue one. The light blue one I don't like as well. I prefer the mainline one, but I think that's how it should be, right? If your better one is the one that's hard to find, you've actually messed your lineup.
Yeah, that's a problem.
So it's where it should be. I'm not going to penalize the light blue one for being worse. It should be worse, and it is, a throwback for the fans a bit. So I'll give it a C+ on both.
Okay.
It's all right. Would have liked to have seen better for the iconic Cobra figure.
You're so nice. I feel like I'm on a rampage with this one.
You are terrible, yes. For myself, I am going to match the grade I gave to the lowest of the previous figures. I gave Roadblock a C-, and I think Cobra Commander gets a C- too. There are things that I like about regular Cobra Commander, including the colors. I like that he's got the darker blue, and I like the red trim, and it's got the right amount of gold. It doesn't overdo the gold, it just puts it in a lot of the wrong places. Whereas the variant one, we're into a D there. That's not good. I don't care for the variant one at all. It's kind of a ceremonious one, and on a figure that was already too busy and too over the top. Just so much gold. So much ornamental gold. I can't do it. I can't see.
It's even on the helmet.
Yeah. I mean, Joe Colton's just finding new things to not like about this figure. She's really, really mad.
Like, the helmet sculpt is awful.
And I think that wraps it up for us tonight. Not a ringing round of endorsements from the What's on Joe Mind team. And hopefully the rest of Wave 2 and beyond improves from here. Be sure to give us a like and a subscribe. Check out our previous videos. We'd love to have you on board the What's on Joe Mind choo-choo as we roll on down the track. For Mark Weber and Joe Colton, I'm Mike Irizarry. Have a great night. Yo, Joe.